I've never seen a person get so excited at any chance to attack black people, bruh.
It's a good day to be indigenous. It's 45 degrees in the sun. It's 8 a.m. Indian time. And it's time for the morning traffic report.
This is why people don't like us.
Oh, so fabulous.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel once again. It's your girl Dumebi. If this is your first time coming across my channel, you're welcome. Please subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, it's so good to have you here. You guys know that I love you. Welcome back. So first of all, my usual disclaimer, please, this video is strictly for educational purposes, maybe a little bit of entertainment as well. Please do not go searching out anybody that I talk about in this video. Don't send them any form of hate comment, threats, or violence. This channel does not support any of that. So today's video is something very interesting. You know, this palm-colored woman has been trending for a while, and this is not her first time trending on TikTok, because she tends to make this kind of interesting videos that people actually also find offensive at the same time. Okay. So she has made several of those videos. As a matter of fact, I went to her page and I had a laugh going through her videos, okay, because I'm like, wow, there are people who like, what is going on here? Like, is this satire or is this real? Like, does this person really think and believe everything she's saying in her videos? But whatever. The recent one was where she was talking about white culture. Let me just go right ahead and play that video.
On today's edition with Lady Bedazzled Hannah, I will be answering your question, what is white culture? The wording of white culture is a broad term that I use that umbrellas the many diversities within us white skin-toned people. And I think the same can be said of other ethnicities, because with brown culture, red culture, yellow culture, black culture, as well as white culture, we need a foundation that builds into all that we really are on every level. It can get really complicated because we get into all the factors of nationalities, countries, ethnicities, cultures, and races, but not one person is just one background. So this is where it's really interesting and fascinating. So to me, white culture is industrialism, cultivation, intelligence, cleanliness, order, generosity, and so much more. Check out my ethnic background. Don't forget some things don't show up in the test results. Good and evil exist in all cultures.
So everybody has been stitching that video. Everybody, like, that video has been trending. And one thing that I have to say is, like, I've noticed a pattern here. Whenever palm-colored people want to say something that kind of like echoes their indoctrination and their white supremacist beliefs and, you know, bigotry, like whenever they want to say some of these things, they kind of always put on a suit. I don't know, like, I've noticed it with these other videos. It's either they put on a suit or they put on a collared shirt, maybe with glasses on, like they want to look like all business ready, to be taken seriously, like as if they know what they're talking about. I've noticed it, and she did that because she never dresses like that in her other videos, which I'm going to be playing subsequently. Anyways, so as regards to what she said in that video, the thing that got me lost, like I felt confused, was when she talked about yellow culture and red culture, and I'm out here looking like, I didn't know there were people that were called red people or yellow people. I know about white people, I know about black people, I know about brown people. So that was my first time hearing about red culture and yellow culture, which obviously from what she said are practiced by red and yellow people. So please, you guys, educate me in the comments just in case, because like, are they red and yellow people? I don't want to be out here looking ignorant on these YouTube streets, please. Okay, so now, before I even go ahead to play stitches and commentary to that video, I need to let you guys understand who exactly Lady Bedazzled Hannah is, okay? And remember, I said that she goes viral from time to time. Like, this is not her first time going viral with one of these kind of videos. So I'm just going to go right ahead and play some of her videos so that you guys can understand the kind of person she is, how she thinks, and why she always seems to gather the kind of attention that she does.
Welcome to an AI Irish Lady character livestream. Thank you for the tin whistle. Let us listen to a jolly little tune together. Thank you for the croquet. We love to play this on afternoons on a Sunday or just times with our friends and our family. It's a wonderful pastime. Welcome to an AI African lady character live stream. Thank you so much for the peanut butter. George Washington Carver made over 300 inventions with the peanuts. And because of it, so many people everywhere enjoy this fabulous bread. Why, thank you for the crocodile. If you respect them, they will respect you. We have lots of them around here. There are so many things that we like to do with them or we involve ourselves in. Thank you for the Zobo drink. It is so refreshing and beneficial and health-giving. Thank you for the Congo drums. We love our drums. Such unique and beautiful instruments. Culture is very important to all of us. Thank you so much for the magnificent lion. You must be very, very careful. Welcome to an AI German lady character live stream. Thank you so much for the beer. We Germans like a good beer every now and then. I hear that it is good for the breastfeeding for your baby. Is that true? Welcome to an AI Native American woman character live stream. Thank you so much for the fish. It is one of our main sources of food. Thank you for this beautiful canoe. There's so much character and beauty that was put into this. And the river is most beautiful this time of year. Thank you so much for the wonderful corn. The harvest is bountiful this year.
Yeah, so basically she likes to play dress up. I like to play dress up. I like to get all dressed, dolled up, try different costumes. I can understand that. But where has is a problem is it now became cultural appropriation. And she doesn't believe it's cultural appropriation. The people that have suffered most in the hands of Lady Bedazzled Hannah are the Native Americans. You see the indigenous people? Woo! Woo! Like, they have seen it all in the hands of Lady Bedazzled Hannah. Just check out these videos.
Happy Thanksgiving week from Pocahontas, also known as Setting Sun. I want to let you guys know that I actually have Native American in my bloodline. No, my DNA kit test, yes, that's up on my Lady Bedazzled Hannah YouTube channel. The test didn't say there was any Native American. No.
It's a good day to be indigenous. It's 45 degrees in the sun. It's 8 a.m. Indian.
Or worse or whatever, but I'm starting to see racism more, and it's coming towards us white people. Us white people are being silenced, are being hushed because of bad things that have happened to other communities. You don't end racism with more racism. I will keep saying that. So guys, just please know that everyone has issues, and the goal is to help each other. Hello there, and welcome to a 3-minute video where I will be sharing with you my love and passion for all things indigenous culture related. Let's start at the beginning. Growing up, my grandparents on my mother's side would take my 3 oldest brothers to what we called a rendezvous. It was a time reenactment period where we got to celebrate history. This right here is a show and tell of beautiful, fun things that mean a lot to me that I am so excited to share with you. This is a little beautiful teepee decoration that I purchased at Hobby Lobby. And by the way, behind me you can see my 2 indigenous shells that I appreciate and love so much. I collect these things and it's something really important to me. So I'm excited to be sharing that with you. But my 3rd oldest brother owns this teepee that they got to sleep in to this day, which I think is really cool. This cast iron pot kettle is actually something that I won in a White Elephant gift exchange years ago from my grandparents that, if my memory serves me, they actually use this to cook over the fire because for that time period, reenactment, they would live as they did back in history so long ago. At this rendezvous, you could trade or you could buy jewelry that people would make. These are just beautiful pieces of jewelry that I've collected over the years. And for every Thanksgiving, I always bring out my beautiful indigenous decorations. And these as well, because for the first Thanksgiving, the Pilgrims and the indigenous people actually celebrated each other and got along and celebrated God's goodness and faithfulness to them, and they celebrated each other. We can get into all the hate another time. And these are costumes that I treat as the real thing that I have been collecting and just mean so much to me. This particular version of The Last of the Mohicans is the one I was raised on, and this movie is literally everything to me. I may end up getting a tattoo of The Last of the Mohicans. I love it that much. And for this version of Last of the Mohicans, I had a serious crush on this indigenous man right here. Oh my goodness. Throughout the years, I've dressed up as Pocahontas, Sacagawea, you know, just beautiful indigenous women, and I actually made this dress right here. I am in part indigenous from my mother's side. I have named myself Setting Sun and my husband Spirit Eagle. My dad would photograph powwows years ago as part of his job. All of this is to say I find indigenous culture so beautiful, but especially the old-fashioned ways.
This is a wild comment. Not only because of what the comment itself says, but because of who the comment came from. Just a moment. The woman who left that comment decided that this was a good idea. She decided to get up one day and make an AI of a Native American, indigenous woman. And in this video, she holds up things, items, that she feels, right, are relative to indigenous women and indigenous culture. Like this Last of the Mohicans DVD, right? Yeah, she said this was vital to her childhood. She grew up with it. A beloved movie, right? And also said that she named her son even Mohican Wolf because it's such an important part of the culture. Now we can also see that she's tried this before, but with a German culture, right? Which she claims to be 63% German or something like that. But notice this is the video that got her views, right? The most so far. And I'm predicting that because she's seeing this many views from this video, watch her do an African one. Watch her do an African one, mark my words, because this is rage farming. This is how it starts, and this is how it continues. And I'm not calling it out to give her a spotlight. I'm calling it out because it's wrong. Indigenous women are not a costume. They are not your playthings. Their culture is not your playthings. It's not something you get to try on and dabble in and stomp your little feet in just because you feel like you have some sort of connection to it because your heritage was stripped from you. The amount of things that she has collected from indigenous culture is something we see very common with women like this. These are also the same women that will claim that their great-grandmothers were Cherokee princesses. Now, people are rightfully so calling her out on this nonsense, and this is what she had to say in response. When someone said this is why Black and indigenous people gatekeep our cultures, she said, then it's high time, as white people, we gatekeep our culture. I would just like to say, please do. Please do. Because for the record, it has been white people not keeping their culture to themselves, but enforcing it upon Black, brown, and indigenous people for generations. So since you are 60-something% German, cling to that, hold on to that, and indulge in it. But stop using your privilege to turn other people's cultures into costumes, into AI NPC characters. This is not appreciation of a culture. 1000% not. But it makes perfect sense that a white woman would do this because white culture in and of itself is stealing from other people, right? Marketing it, profiting off of it, and then gaslighting the people who you took it from, that you did nothing wrong, and they are victimizing you by calling you out on your colonizing behavior. Please, ma'am, stick to your culture. Do all of that, 100% go all in with your culture. Do not make a mockery of Black, brown, and indigenous people. And if you do not be surprised, offended, hurt when people call you out for it. Now you have yourself the kind of day that you deserve.
Those particular videos really went viral when she dropped them then, and the indigenous people actually stitched her videos, like she trended big time when those videos were fresh. And I understood where the indigenous people were coming from, because there's definitely a line between cultural appreciation and cultural appropriation. So if you love the culture of indigenous people so much, what have you done to support them? Do you support their businesses? Do you support their causes? You know, so you're wearing their costumes, you have these figurines in your house and all of that, but you're not even patronizing them. Like all those things you bought, all those memorabilia, I don't know if that's what they're called, but all those things from the indigenous people's culture that you have in your house, that you practically built a shrine for, you didn't even buy them from indigenous people, so you're not even supporting them. So how is that appreciation if you claim to love their culture so much? And then she made this other video.
I just want to remind us all that there are so many beautiful, unique, and different cultures, and it is more than okay to love and celebrate them. But what's not okay is to have these double standards and think you can do it all, but others cannot. Cheers!
So basically, that is the way she views culture. She feels culture is beautiful, anybody can love and appreciate and participate in culture, and that we should not gatekeep culture. Everyone should be allowed to love and celebrate culture, in her own words. So basically, the fact that it's your culture does not mean that other people should not be allowed to partake in the culture, even if they are not basically appreciating it, but they are appropriating it just for their own pleasure, or because they think it's a costume, or because they just want to use it as a form of entertainment, because that's what it's looking like to me. That looks exactly like what she's doing. And then just when you think black people were left out, oh no, black people weren't left out. You guys check out this video.
Let's take some time to address this comment, shall we? I've never seen a person get so excited at any chance to attack black people, bruh. You clearly do not know me. So let's spend some time to dive into this whole topic of cultures and race and issues and all that kind of stuff, okay? So we can totally dismiss the fact that I never shared this with you guys, but when I went to the trampoline park with my husband and sister-in-law just a few weeks ago, there was this little black girl who I found out was 6 years old, who came up into my little square at the trampoline park and wanted to hang out with me. Now, I'm a stranger, right? Like, I'm concerned for little kids that, like, if they want to come up and hug on you or, like, just start telling you about everything, it's like, okay, like, you know, where's the mom? Where's the family? You know, who's watching this little girl? So I was like, are you here with your family? Are you here with your mom? Like, and she's like, yeah, I'm here with my grandma. I think it was her grandma. So I made eye contact. I waved over there at the lady. And I was like, okay, well, you know, make sure that we have our distance and everything is as it should be or whatever, because I don't know this little girl. She doesn't know me. But this little black girl felt comfortable enough, I guess, to start sharing her life with me as if I was her teacher or mom or aunt or big sister or something. And you guys, I was so touched. I was so honored. Like, this little girl is 6 years old, and just some of the things that she's already gone through in her life, but like this joy and this positivity and this fire of life that she had. And I was able to, like, I said, like, you know, I don't know if we'll ever see each other again, but I hope and pray that you have the most amazing life, and it was a blessing to meet you, and you're gonna accomplish great things. And she did this little pinky promise with me. And then there was another time at a county fair where I didn't want to ride that ride, but I sat down with my husband and we were eating our food, and there was this little black girl that gets off the ride and she's running away and something is wrong. And I was like, okay, she's not okay. And she, like, got down on the ground like she was gonna, I don't know, I thought maybe she was dizzy or sick or something. Like, are you okay, little lady? And she's like, no. And it turns out she was about to throw up. And I was like, I think I, like, was trying to keep boundaries, and I was like, just keep breathing, it's gonna be okay, like, you're brave, and, like, everything's gonna be all right, and just, you know, just trying to help her in that moment. And then at my job, I work with a lot of black people. I live here in Mississippi. There are amazing black people everywhere. Now, that's not to say that there aren't issues in the black African culture, but just like every other culture. And the fact that, like, you people baffle me. So whenever I say black people, white people, whatever it is, it's giving credit to that person. Why would you say mom or dad or husband or wife or your son or daughter? It's giving credit to that person.
That is the strangest thing I've ever seen. Like, if I were to walk into the house of a palm-colored person and I saw, like, this little collection of figurines of black people, I'd first of all, I'll be weirded out. I'll be like, okay, what in the Get Out is going on here? You guys have seen that movie, right? Like, okay, what is going on here? She wants little black people in her house. Does she have any black friends? Like, what does she really think about black people? And from that video, it's obvious what she thinks or her kind of interaction she has with black people. Because I believe the point of her making that video was to come out and tell people, but I like black people. I interacted with a little black girl the other day at the park. So definitely, I'm not anti-black. You guys, at this point, I find her too comical to even be offended. So anyway, so now that you guys have a clearer idea of who this woman is and the way she thinks, and okay, I'm just going to go right ahead right now and play the stitches to her first video about white culture.
So to me, white culture is industrialism, cultivation, intelligence, cleanliness, order, generosity, and so much more.
Lady Bedazzled Hannah, I'm going to explain this to you calmly and clearly. That is Nazi bullshit that you are spreading. That is blatant, literal white supremacy. To say that these virtues, like cleanliness, industrialization, intelligence, generosity, order, to say that all of those are part of white culture is to imply that they are not culturally relevant enough to people who are not white. So to put you in this bubble of exclusivity with your many virtues that make you such a good person, you are literally placing yourself on a pedestal above anyone who is not white, because you are implying that because you are white, you inherently have all of these virtues, and people who are not white couldn't possibly. You are literally a white supremacist.
So to me, white culture is industrialism, cultivation, intelligence, cleanliness.
All of that shit was wrong, but cleanliness? Cleanliness? Didn't native people have to teach your ancestors how to wash their ass? And your men still don't do it right? Weren't your ancestors the one that had a designated poop hand? Cleanliness? I'm so sorry, but even your men today be getting on the internet unprovoked letting us know that they don't wash their ass because they think anything related to a booty hole is gay. What do you mean cleanliness? Cleanliness? Girl.
To me, white culture is industrialism, cultivation, intelligence, cleanliness.
So do y'all want to tell her or should I? I guess I should, huh? Okay.
White culture is white psychosis, concocted machinations by a minority who feels like they know what's better for the majority. White culture's white psychosis feeds white barbarism, which allows them to justify acts of terror, pain, and unleash unspeakable acts of violence against everyone else. As white culture's white psychosis weaponizes white barbarism, it becomes gateway to white perversions, like some predisposed dormant kink now activated, providing pleasure to the white populace and horror and travesty to the global majority. And through these elements, white culture's white psychosis, white barbarism, and white perversion results in white domination. Power that was claimed through the Bible and the gun, maintained through smallpox blankets, boarding schools, and Louisiana purchases, with citadels of oppression built by blacks on top of the skulls and bones of the indigenous. Ratified by public policy and reinforced by codes of law, subjugating all and assassinating anyone who dare opposes. White culture industrializes conflict, cultivates mass subjugation, intellectualizes its superiority, and cleans the walls of its empires with the blood of its victims.
And to me, white culture is industrialism, cultivation, intelligence, cleanliness, order, generosity, and so much.
No, sis! White culture is dialing 911, asking for a manager, running up the stairs in a horror movie, bringing a gun to up a theater at said horror movie, bringing a gun to a school, having a large platform as a school shooter, joining the KKK, flying a Trump flag in the back of your truck, wearing anything Confederacy, putting costumes on animals, wearing your outside shoes in the house, letting the cats walk on the countertop, not washing your legs in the shower, explaining someone else's culture to them, eating deep fried cauliflower, protesting for dead animals but not people, bringing guns to church, becoming fragile when we're caught out on anything, thinking we're superior than other races when we have absolutely zero evidence, revising history, telling people born in America to go back to their country, listening to country music, holding up a dead fish on a dating app, thinking Jesus is white, believing unfettered capitalism is the best thing for them, putting raisins in shit that it has no business being in, eating cottage cheese, knowing exactly how many colored friends you have, saying colored, unseasoned chicken, bringing potato salad to the cookout, driving in circles and calling it a sport, only knowing how to cook meth, getting divorced from your sister, unpaid internships, bumper stickers, music piracy, New Balance shoes, $10 coffees, calling your parents by their first name, religions that their parents don't belong to, going to the farmer's market, camping, ugly sweater parties, shopping without being harassed, having your house appraised at fair value, not having to teach my kids how to deal with cops, Knowing your kids will be given curricular material that will testify to the existence of their race. Not seeing color. Forgetting the past. Experiencing prejudice and calling it racism. Having your voice heard. Believing your struggle is equivalent to oppression.
Because with brown culture, red culture...
Alright, I'm just gonna stop you right there. I know all us brown people look the same, but we're all very different. Take India, where my parents are from. There are scores of languages. And within those languages even, there's different cultural and religious communities. And while I will admit people who have brown skin tone will call ourselves brown, I'd be stunned if anybody calls themselves yellow. Which makes me think maybe you shouldn't also call anybody yellow. And there's lots of ethnicities who are East Asian. That you don't know that is really your failing. But this video was about white culture, so let's go back to that.
It can get really complicated because we get into all the factors of nationalities,
Sure does.
countries, ethnicities, cultures, and races.
Alright, so you can tell that there are different nationalities in whiteness. Good job. There are plenty of differences between traditional communities from people with white skin.
Ethnicities, cultures, and races. But not one person is just one background.
Actually, I am. But that's not what you're saying, right? You're saying white Americans are many things. Okay, so I will say that I happen to grow up in a part of America where white Americans often were all Hungarian, all Czech, or maybe half Italian and half Irish. And I love this guy who made this joke about Americans going to Ireland.
Called When an American Spends 4 Hours Telling You How Irish They Are.
So there are actually plenty of white Americans who are tied to their roots, maybe to excess. If you're from that original country, you might feel a little pressed. But there are white Americans, not you apparently, but who do have cultural roots. But keep going.
So to me, white culture is industrialism, cultivation, intelligence, cleanliness, order.
So she started kind of right. Industrialization really did take hold and become global because of European Americans. And European. Now, after that, once she says industrialization, she says things like cleanliness and civility and all that kind of stuff. And what she means is what she perceives as cleanliness, what she perceives as civility. And I would argue that while industrialization started in Western countries, so Europe, America, Canada, that the thing she's calling white culture is actually capitalism. And that's something that has gone beyond race. I would be hard-pressed to believe that she sees Mexico as a European society. It's a very industrialized society. Not to mention many people are ethnically European and probably have the same Germanic stock that she does. What she's trying to do is justify a sort of white supremacy, where she has flattened both whiteness and everybody's else's race and conflated everything else to make herself feel good. But she ends like this, so she knows what she's doing.
Don't forget some things don't show up in the test results. Good and evil exists in all culture.
And so does stupidity.
White culture is industrialism, cultivation, intelligence, cleanliness.
I'm sorry, did you say cleanliness is white culture? Cleanliness. When did that cleanliness in white culture begin? When the colonists came here and the indigenous communities regularly bathed in a river while colonists thought that all the dirt would be absorbed by their undergarments when they slept? Or was it the white culture of Europe where the white aristocracy didn't bathe and would spray perfume on their lips so they don't smell their own BO? I mean, y'all still just use TP when you go number 2. Like, I think that is crazy that you do not wash your fucking ass after number 2. Like, go to Eastern countries like Turkey or Egypt. You're gonna find hoses in those toilet stalls, and we all know why those hoses are there. Cleanliness is white culture. Get the out of here.
Yeah, so nobody agrees with her. Kudos to all the palm colored people who stated it and made it known that, sis, what you're saying doesn't make any sense. And it's weird to me, like all the things she listed as white culture are things that, in my opinion, and I believe a lot of people will agree with me on this, are things that are not restricted to white people. If we are to define what culture is a way of life that is unique to a certain group of people. Just like when we talk about black people, we talk about the way our music is, you know, our musical instruments, the kind of foods we eat, the way we wear our hair, you know, with the braids and all of that. These are things that are specific to Black people. So how can you, as a palm color person, say that white culture is orderliness, cultivation, industrialism? Like, these are things that everybody in the modern world is doing to a certain extent. And you say white culture is intelligence. So that means every other person is dumb. Every other culture is dumb. Every other race is dumb. And then the shocking one, which everybody was just talking about, was the cleanliness part. White culture is cleanliness. I've heard it all. I've seen it all. I don't want to say too much. I think this video is already long enough at this point. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section what you think about Lady Bedazzled Hannah. What do you think about the whole plain dress up that is crossing the line into cultural appropriation, that is making her look like a white? She just looks brainwashed to me. Like, I feel like she was born and raised that way. So no matter how many stitches she gets, no matter how many times people call her out or whatever, she will keep doing what she does. Like, she will never get it. And she doesn't understand why people think what she's doing is offensive. And I think that's the worst kind of ignorance, when you don't want to ever believe that you're wrong. We can as well just never expect her to change. So I think we'll just continue being entertained by the ridiculousness. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.